A grey crepuscular light seeped stripily down onto Bruce's face. He blinked and yawned. "What's happening?" he murmured, rolling over to hug his pillow. His pillow? What had happened to his pillow? It was no longer his hypoallergenic polyester fiber-filled king-sized favorite. This was a half-sized foam rubber hockey puck. Reflexively, Bruce sat up and was suddenly abruptly felled halfway up, like an oak tree by a sharp blow to the forehead. He lay back, stunned and rubbing the rapidly swelling red lump above his left eyebrow. The ceiling had dropped. It was now 30 inches over his face. A concrete ceiling crossed by steel girders. It was a steel girder he had hit his head on. From directly below him, a deep voice growled, "Shut up, prison bride, or I'll smack you till you do, huh?" From slightly further below, Bruce had a good ear. An even deeper voice snarled, "Lay off, you fucking noise, you fucking motherfuckers. It's 5 fucking a.m. Bruce lay very still, trembling. What happened? Who were these people in his bedroom? Rolling only his eyes around the room, he took in his surroundings. His comfortable bedroom had changed horribly. A barred window through which a tiny slice of gelid dawn sky peeped. Concrete block walls, concrete floor, concrete ceiling, painted shiny grain adorned with graffiti in many colors. Without comprehension, his eye took in the scrawl on the ceiling above his bed. In an indelible blue magic marker, the gnomic curly Q resolved into the inscription. Was it? Could it be? Had everything been a dream?
So, it was all a dream.
No, dear. This is the dream. You're still in the cell.
This only happens on Dallas, Bruce told himself, whimpering silently in the back of his throat. What was this place? He lay on a metal bunk with a thin mattress, almost 9 feet above the floor, a bunk from which enormous creaks and shakings began to emerge, like Moby Dick rising from the ocean depths. A shaven, dead white scowl slowly ascended above the horizon of his bunk. "You fucker." This vision intoned, scowling, "I was asleep. I was dreaming about little Matty. I was warming her baby bottle in the microwave, and you fucker, you fucking woke me up!" One look into those crazy green eyes, and Bruce knew he was in the presence of a maniac. A genuine deluxe homicidal maniac, little Matty, oh no. A hand the size and color of an albino catcher's mitt rose into view and moved inexorably towards his throat. Bruce shrank back into the narrow bunk, clutching his thin, scratchy brown blanket and pressing himself hopelessly against the cold, unforgiving concrete block at his back. Conversation, that was the ticket. Cordial conversation on topics of mutual interest. "Is this jail?" he quavered. "It's fucking death row, motherfucker," the great white whale snarled. "And you know what that means. It means I fucking waste you and there ain't nothing they can do to me no more. I'm like a desperate man if you take my meaning." His ham-like hand clamped inexorably around the neck of Bruce's pajama top. Bruce was dragged headfirst out of the bunk and dropped like a dead fish onto the floor. Luckily, he was still clutching his foam rubber pillow, which broke the impact a little. Right in front of his nose, the great white's pallid bare feet, seamed with corns and wrinkles from too tight athletic shoes, seemed to be the size of canoes. "God damn it, Bodine!" Suddenly a pair of large flat feet, black as shoe polish, slapped down onto the floor. The occupant of the middle bunk had entered the fray. "Can't we go one shingle goddamn day without a scrap? Ah!" There was a solid, meaty sound. The sound of solid, dark meat hitting white Bodine muscle. Bruce curled up small, hoping not to be stepped on. "Fuck it. You think just because you got in on 20 fucking counts of serial rape and murder that you such fucking hot stuff? They keep on telling us black folks we got oversized sex drive, so what's a man gonna do, eh?" The huge black man glared down at Bruce. "Death row is going to hell, just like the goddamn United Nations. Look at this little yellow shit here. It's all this affirmative action to blame." "Show you an oversized drive, fucker!" From his vantage point on the floor, Bruce could see the homemade shiv Bodine the whale was flashing, pulled from his waistband. Suddenly there came a clang of metal on metal from outside the cell. "Chow call, folks! Chow call!" The wardens were coming. Bruce sat up. Keys clanked and doors opened one by one, nearer and nearer. Bodine's shiv vanished like magic into the top of his sock. The barred door of their cell slid back with a resounding clang, and the black man and Bodine shuffled sullenly out. Bruce scrambled to his feet. "Hey, man, this is all a dreadful mistake. I'm, innocent." The warden didn't even look at him. "Save it for your lawyer, pal." "I didn't kill Callie." "Sure, pal. And I'm former First Lady Barbara Bush. Get a move on, will ya?"
Please, I shouldn't be here.
Bodine shot a look of contemptuous pity back over his shoulder at Bruce. "And little Matty, that wasn't my fault. It was that fucking two-time inarrogant woman, her mother. The razor blade, all her idea." "Sure," Bruce said, his teeth chattering. He tottered rapidly along in the line, single file, down several open-riser steel staircases, and then down a long, bare concrete corridor to the cafeteria. This was a cavernous, windowless basement space, lit harshly by the pitiless glare of fluorescent lights, its windows shielded by heavy grates. A haze of cigarette smoke hung bluely near the ceiling. The trays were pressboard, the utensils were plastic, and the plates were styrofoam. He held out his tray, and a server in a hairnet plopped down a spoonful of something colorless swimming in greasy ichor. It was either grits or scrambled eggs.
What is a grit, anyways?
It's made out of corn.
The coffee in styrofoam cups was tepid and so weak you could see the bottom of the cup. He added a sugar and coffee creamer to see if that would help. Was it better to sit with his cellmates or to find another table and hope he wasn't joined by a child murderer or a serial rapist? Better the devils you know that the devils you don't, he decided. But not too close and not too far. He chose a place at the further end of the huge black man's table. At least he seemed to be unarmed. His cognomen seemed to be Pericles, and he was joined by a number of compatriots who lit cigarettes and rapidly scarfed down the food. Bruce could only pick at his own plate. "I have to get out of here," he told himself. "I have to talk to my lawyer. We have to fight this all the way to the Supreme Court." Suddenly, Bodine sauntered up to their table. "First, I'm going to gut you like a fucking trout," he announced. "Then I'm going to pound the little snot's head in for dessert." Pericles seemed unimpressed. "You bore me, man." Bodine picked up Bruce's nearly untouched plate and threw it like a frisbee. Grey goop flew everywhere, but there was enough stuck on that when the plate hit Pericles, it glopped down his t-shirt front. Without visible effort, Pericles picked up his chair and slung it at Bodine. All around them, the other inmates stood up and yelled for blood.
Everybody in old South Rock was dancing to the Jailhouse rock.
Plates, cups, chairs, and food flew through the air. Bruce prudently abandoned his seat and crept under the table.
Georgia on my mind.
I'm honestly glad to have this chapter out of the way. I was kind of dreading it. Thank you to all of my amazing Patreon supporters, particularly Michael Fattori and Break System BSE for making this possible. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being you.